Dear AWB, am I the asshole for forcing my two preteen children to participate in an initiation? AWB, my name is Izzy, in quotations, and my husband, we will call him Ian, in quotation. He and I met when we were both in the church. Both of us were teens, and both of our parents forced us to go to church a few times a week. As we were younger, we went along to get along, but after a while, we both were in college. We both started questioning why we still went when we didn't believe the Jesus myth anymore. After we married, we both started exploring traditional African spiritual systems. We both dived deep in learning about this, and 5 years after we married, we both agreed to get initiated. This literally was the best decision we ever made. Over the years, we both have grown immensely spiritually, and despite both our families' objection, decided not to raise our children Christian and allow them to be indoctrinated with the Christian myth. Fast forward. We both are now in our mid to late 30s and are married, have a wonderful life with two wonderful preteen children. We booked a family vacation to Cuba where my husband and I agreed that our children, son age 12 and daughter age 10, are both old enough to be initiated into our spiritual system. In Cuban, the initiation requires both children to shave their heads and get scratched. We decided not to tell the children of the purpose of our visit to Cuba because instead we just booked a family vacation, which is not uncommon to them because they are used to us traveling globally. When we got to Cuba, we walked in to the woods where the shrine was located, and the children sensed something. This is when my husband and I decided to tell them what the purpose of the trip was. My children lost it. They started screaming and refused to participate in the ceremony. My daughter really had a major issue with getting scratched and her hair getting cut off and started to scream. We had several of the shrine members hold them down to perform the ceremony. This was a few months ago, and I can tell you that our family dynamic have not been the same since. Both our son and daughter will not speak to us, and even though their hair is growing back, they both hold a lot of resentment towards us both. Are we the assholes for trying to give them the gift that have enriched both me and my husband's lives? Okay, normally when I read these, when people read these, they always just stop there and allow the comments to just go haywire, like the comment section to just go haywire. But AWB is a little different. When I read these, I don't mind if y'all go haywire in the comments giving your opinion, because the person who sent me this email is reading the comment section. But I'm also going to give my damn 2 cents and 3 cents and 1 cent and whatever the hell whatnot. Because that's why people send me these emails, so that I can give my commentary. So here go. Izzy and Ian, I'm going to say that you guys are the biggest round and shittiest assholes ever. Not ever, but yes, you guys are definitely assholes. And I'm not saying this to be disrespectful. I promise I'm not. I understand the sentiment. You want to give your children the gift of learning about their ancestors, audiolating them, and inducting them into African spirituality. And I don't see nothing wrong with that. The problem that I do see is that you guys are forcing this on them to the point where you had a couple of people who are in your tradition hold your daughter down so that she can get her head shaved completely against her will. This is where you draw the line, okay? And the reason why I say this is this. Now, as people know, I co-parent and I raise my niece. I don't have to force her to adulate her ancestors or to do spiritual work, because children are sponges, especially at this sensitive age of your kids. I don't have to force my niece. I don't have to redirect my niece. She will take it upon herself to emulate what she see I do and what she see her mommy do. And she'll do it on her own, because children, like I stated, are sponges. So all you and your husband have to do is continue living an ethical life around them and showing them. And because they have a natural inquisitory, they will automatically, and I don't even know if that shit is a word, but God damn it, you get my point. They will automatically gravitate to it because that is their norm and that is what they've seen since they were born. It was completely uncalled for and unnecessary for you to force them against their will to get initiated. Newsflash, boo-boo, Izzy and Ian. That initiation was not accepted by spirit. And the reason why is because it was forced and not free of heart. It was not with an open heart. It wasn't that the children came and asked you, could they get initiated, or they made a open and willing and welcoming mind to do so. It was forced, so it meant nothing. This is what you do with kids. You allow them to find their own path. Now, in all honesty, I'm finna keep it 100 pennies with y'all. I would have a major problem with my niece or my daughter or my son being a Christian. I agree with you that you didn't want to indoctrinate them with the Jesus myth. I understand completely. But what I would not feel comfortable with is forcing them and using the same dogma techniques that you and your parents and your husband's parents forced on y'all and doing that on your kids. The only difference is it's a completely different spiritual system. Same dogma. Don't do that. That's not okay. Okay? Let these kids come. Let spirit call them and let them come in their own time, because then it will be organic. Then their offerings, their adulation is organic. Her cutting her hair, him cutting his hair was an offering to spirit in your tradition. And I understand because I know people who have went through that same initiation, but it has to be an offering. That wasn't an offering. That was done by force and it was wrong. You and your husband owe your children an apology. Now, let me go on to say that with, with our generation, our parents never normalized apologizing to their kids when they messed up. Parents are not perfect. I'm not perfect. I raised my niece. I discipline her. I love her very much. I reward her. But there's sometimes auntie get it wrong, and that's okay. But guess what? I would never be too grown to do, and that's to apologize to her if I mess up. It is okay, and it is not demeaning for a parent to talk to their children and apologize to them when they stepped in it and they did something wrong. So this is what I highly recommend you and your husband do. Sit your children down for dinner or lunch or whatever the hell y'all want to do, family circle, whatever, and tell them why you did what you did, what your objective was. And now you see that you guys were wrong for forcing them, and apologize to your kids. Hopefully, over time, they will be able to meditate on that and accept your apology. It may not happen immediately. It may take them a few days, and that's okay. Because when you apologize to somebody, it's never in your time when they forgive you or when they accept it. It's in their time, because these children, in my opinion, was wronged by you and your husband. Now, with AWB, and you guys send me "Am I the asshole?" emails, you guys are more than welcome to disagree with me in the comment section. That's fine, long as it's done respectfully. If you call me a stupid bitch and tell me that I'm fucked up for my opinion and waze, yeah, I might have to clap back on you. That's fine. But if you say, AWB, I respectfully disagree with you, I think the parents whoop-de-whoop-de-whoop, that's okay. No problem at all. You guys, please feel free to go rampant in the comment section. Izzy and I hope you guys learned something from this. The exact same trauma that you guys were forced with Christianity, being forced to go because your parents felt like this path was the right one and indoctrinated you. You did the exact same thing to your kids, and that's not okay. Let these children come to their ancestors when called and when it's organic. I am the African Witch Hoodoo practitioner, your favorite hoodoo auntie. If you have "Am I the asshole?" or any type of advice that you want to ask me and want me to give your opinion, please feel free to email me and I will read it. But hide your name, because I'm going to definitely hit you back and ask you, is it okay to say this name? And if it's not, then you need to let me know, because I read exactly what y'all write. Thank you very much, and y'all have a good damn it day. Ashe.